All right, I don't know if you guys can see all this, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 pairs. I want to give a shout out to everyone watching the videos. I do appreciate you guys commenting and watching and viewing. And you know, it means a lot. So yeah, thank you. This is a shoe that came out this year, and I've never owned one of these before. I've been just kind of in a Air Max kind of vibe lately, you know, and I don't know if that's like me just kind of being bored of some of the stuff that I've been collecting or anything like that, but I've never owned one of these, the Air Max Tuned. This, when I first, saw this back in the day, you know, I wasn't really like that drawn to the Air Max Tuned Air, just as a model. I don't know why. It never really was something that I was super interested in, but definitely is a classic, and it's kind of like I'm just trying to like lock down all of the OG models, at least one of the colorways. I actually already reviewed this shoe in a different video. For some reason, I've been finding this shoe like super cheap. The last one I actually sold for pretty much what I bought it for because the sizing was a little bit too big. The Escargot SB Dunk. People slept on this shoe, which is totally fine. I mean, people are sleeping on everything these days. It's just like the allure of getting like tons and tons of shoes is kind of over, and I think there's just too many things going on. There's just too many options and too many shoes. So when a shoe isn't like super hyped or whatever, it tends to sit these days, which isn't a bad thing. But these, I think, just kind of went under the radar. I didn't really read too much about them. I thought the concept was cool. The colorway is actually like not the greatest, most appealing colorway of all time. I just thought it was one of those cool concept SB Dunk pairs that I was like, I might look back on and regret that I didn't get because I picked them up for $50. So another pair, you guys can recognize this right away from the box. I already did pick this shoe up also in a previous video, but I'm just finding shoes for really great prices, and for some sneakers that I really, really like, I do tend to grab doubles of because I know I'm going to wear them a lot. These are the Nina Chanel 3s. These are going to be in my top 10 sneakers personally of the year. I think it's just a really well thought out and executed shoe with a bunch of different really cool, neat, fun things. Everything from that really cool Nike Air in the back and the Jumpman that she redid. I mean, everything about these is really nice, really cool. Yeah, excited to have a second pair of these. I usually don't double up on things, but to me, these were a must. This is one of the best shoes of the year for me. There was a lot of, I don't know, I guess you could say controversy amongst sneaker collectors and just the general community about how a lot of people didn't like the material used on this sneaker. And of course, this is the Royal ones that came out in that suede, right? I think this must have been last year, right? They brought out the Royal ones. They also did a different material. It was on the Jordan 1 Bread. And people were very, very critical about that. I think this shoe, now that the kind of dust has settled, the sneaker's been out for quite a while. People have found it on outlets. They've scooped it up. Anyone buying the shoe is just buying it because they like the shoe. Honestly, I think if people weren't so hyper focused on like the originals of shoes and just appreciated sneakers just for what they are, this is a good looking shoe. And actually, I'm going to get the Royal right now. So 2017 pair, all leather. And then you got these suede, obviously. So I can understand why people were a little bit upset about it. They want this, right? This is kind of how they remember the shoe. They didn't remember it like this. Personally, I just think the shoe is still a really good shoe. I think the materials are actually pretty decent. And the sneaker looks nice. There is a lot of influence that the internet can create on the opinions of people that may not know any better, or you just hear the opinion so often spoken, and the crowd gets larger and larger and larger, and then you kind of get this echo that says this shoe is bad, don't get this shoe. You know, it's kind of weird, right? How powerful that can be. I think this is going to be a shoe where we might look back on and be like, you know what, objectively, that's just a good looking shoe. The suede isn't that big a deal, and it just looks nice. I'm not going to spend too long talking about these. These are the white cement or reimagined 3s. For this particular sneaker, I mean, if you can get a good price on it, this is a sneaker that's just only going to be harder and harder to get for a decent price. It's just going to keep going up. There's just no way. It's very surprising that those black cement threes are so low right now. You can get them under retail. I haven't even bought them yet because once I started seeing them tank a little bit, I was like, maybe I can just score these for under retail. There was like a Nike code that went around on the Nike, at least the Nike Canada site. You can get them for 25% off, which is crazy. So, you know, knowing that people were able to get it for 25% off, I was kind of thinking in my head, I'm like, well, I want to get it for 25% off too. So I kind of just waited on it. A new pickup that recently came out. This is the KD 17 On Pearl. Why did I grab these? Well, I'll be honest with you. The On Pearl KDs are shoes that I've always just really appreciated, and then many other people have as well. And they've actually re-retroed the KD 4 On Pearl, which is a great shoe, good hooping shoe. And the 16 I had and the 15 I had. This is just one thing about the On Pearl series. That shoe gets harder and harder to get after a year that it releases. And so I have the 15 and 16, and I ended up paying a little over retail on both of them after they released. And then the 17s came out and they were going for under retail. And so I had, like, in my head, I kind of thought, well, I mean, the other ones have all gone up. Why wouldn't the 17 go up? I didn't know that this would all be suede. So I don't like that much. I really don't like suede basketball sneakers at all. I think they get destroyed really, really quickly. Out the box, I will say the traction feels really, really good. It's almost like super sticky. All right, I'm going to clean up all this mess, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Really quick one, kind of threw it together. If you are enjoying the videos but you're not subscribed, definitely do that. I try to make content every week. I appreciate everyone watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.